All right, so now let's get started on investing, ways to invest for the youth course. And we'll just jump right on into it.
Hey everyone, it's Justin again. Last time I saw you, we were talking about all the different ways you can save your... Oh, come on! We know better than that by now. Get it out of here. We know much better than saving your money in a piggy bank, because we were talking about all the different types of savings accounts you can have, as well as the importance of saving up an emergency fund. Now, let's say that you've been financially responsible for a while and you have your 3 to 6 months worth of expenses tucked away someplace safe and easily accessible in case of an emergency. You could continue to save your money from there, but you could also now start thinking about investing some of your money. If you know little to nothing about investing, you have come to the right place, because over the next 2 lessons, we are going to be talking about the pros and cons of some of the most common places people invest their money. Let's get into it. Investing is the process of buying an asset that will grow in value and generate a profit. An asset can be just about anything worth investing in. It could be a stock, a bond, a mutual fund, a rental property, even a cryptocurrency. Don't worry, we're going to talk about what all of these things are in these coming lessons. But basically, investing is whenever you buy something that you think you can sell later for a higher price. The world of investing could seem a little overwhelming at first, just because there's so many different options to invest in, each with their own advantages and disadvantages. So I've come up with a handy little list of features to look out for whenever you're thinking about investing your money into something. The first thing we have is the accessibility. Where do I go and how easily can I buy this asset? Fees and account minimums. Do I need to pay any fees in order to maintain my assets? Is there a minimum initial deposit requirement? Timeline. Take a second to ask yourself, how long is it going to be until I need the money that I'm investing? Your answer to this question will decide if you should invest for the short term or the long term. Risks. What are the risks associated with this type of investment? And what's my own personal risk tolerance? And finally, we have liquidity. How quickly and easily can I sell my asset? We're going to use this investigation list to help decide the pros and cons of these 3 types of investments. But, like I was saying in our last lesson, everyone is different. Our own timelines, financial goals, and personal risk tolerance are going to be different. So what's a pro for you might be a con for someone else, and vice versa. It's really up to you. One option for investing your money is in stocks. Stocks are called own investments because by purchasing a company's stock, you now own a little piece of that company. The best way to buy stocks is through an online brokerage. Once you set up an account, you can start buying stocks within minutes. Some brokerages will charge you a monthly service fee, trading and commissions fees whenever you're buying and selling stocks, and some even have a minimum initial deposit requirement. However, there are definitely brokerages out there that don't have these kinds of fees and requirements, so you should do your research before picking one. Also, the great thing about stocks is that you don't need a lot of money to start investing in them because you don't have to buy one whole stock of a company. You could instead choose to purchase a fraction of a stock. Stocks can be bought for the short term, which is also sometimes called day trading. This is when you buy and sell stocks in the same day to take advantage of small fluctuations in price. Or stocks can be a long-term investment. You can hold on to stocks for a year, 5 years, or even 20 years or more. With stocks, if the company you're investing in does well, then the value of your stock will increase. But if the company you're investing in does poorly, then you risk losing some or all of your money. The market is continuously changing. However, long-term stock investments have historically yielded better results when they're given the time to ride the short-term highs and lows, which is exactly why day trading is considered riskier. And the best thing about stocks is you can just sell them whenever you want. Just keep an eye out for those fees we talked about earlier. And also keep in mind that if you're ever forced to sell your stocks because you need the money, you might be forced to sell at a loss, meaning that you've lost some of the money that you initially put into it. Another way to invest is through bonds. Bonds are a type of investment designed to help raise money for a company, government, or municipality. They're what's called a loan investment because you are loaning your money out for a fixed period of time in exchange for interest payments. Those interest payments are the profits you'll be making until your loan gets paid back at the end of the term. Just like stocks, bonds can also be bought through an online brokerage, or you could just buy them directly from the government. Some bonds will require account maintenance fees, commission fees for buying and selling, and some of them may require pretty high initial investments. Also, unlike stocks, you can't purchase fractions of a bond. No, individual bonds must be purchased whole. However, just like stocks, bonds can also be a short or long-term investment. Short-term bonds are great for people who would need to see the money they're investing sooner rather than later, and long-term bonds are great for people who will ride the ups and downs of the market and have the patience for a long-term return. In terms of risk, bonds are considered pretty low risk because they are fixed income assets, unlike stocks. There is a set percentage of interest set right from the beginning, and they generally give pretty reliable returns. There's always the chance that the entity can't pay you back your loan, but with a government bond, that's usually pretty unlikely. And finally, bonds are a lot less liquid than stocks are because you can't just sell them whenever you want. No, you have to wait for your term to be done before you can see your money. Now, let's say you want to invest, but maybe you're not sure where to start or what to choose. You might be interested in what's called a mutual fund. A mutual fund is run by a mutual fund manager who's responsible for the buying and selling of a variety of stocks and bonds for you. So instead of you investing in single stocks or single bonds, you are investing in a fund that pools your money together with other investors to buy a collection of stocks, bonds, and other investments. This mix of assets is decided by and run by a professional who will do their best to give you a profit on your investment. Just like stocks and bonds, mutual funds can be purchased at an online brokerage or just directly from the company that's making the mutual fund. Again, I'm going to have to talk about the fees here, but in this case it kind of makes a bit more sense because there's, an actual person working to make your financial decisions for you. So that's a question you got to ask yourself. Is this a price that I'm willing to pay to have a professional manage my investments? In addition to the management fees, some mutual funds may have other account fees, fees for buying and selling. And while there are some mutual funds out there that have no minimums, most will require a pretty high minimum initial investment. Similar to stocks and bonds, mutual funds can be a short or long-term investment, each satisfying a different type of investor. Also, because a mutual fund is a mixture of stocks and bonds, it carries similar risks. However, the knowledge that you have a professional in this area managing this mutual fund might give you a sense of security. Unlike stocks, which you can sell pretty quickly, selling a mutual fund might take a few days, so it's slightly less liquid than stocks are. And finally, the big thing that sets mutual funds apart from just investing in stocks or just investing in bonds is that it diversifies your portfolio. All that means is you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. Instead, you're investing in a bunch of different assets. Having a mixture of different investments helps reduce your risk of loss and hopefully increases your chance for profit. Of course, this all depends on where you're choosing to invest your money, which is why whenever you're thinking about investing your money into anything, you should always do your research. Research the companies that you're interested in investing in, as well as the brokerages and professionals that you're going to be trusting your money to. But don't make any final decisions just yet, because in the next video, I'm going to teach you a few more ways you can invest your money. See you then.